using size 8. I always use size 8. I find it easier to use on my hands. It's easier and comfortable. And I'm using again the same one the yarn I used before. It's purl Everyday DK. And here they say it's 100 grams. And here they say you can use 4 to 6 needles, but US. But I normally use a UK one. It's 8. And it's very beautiful. Look, the pattern comes out so beautiful. Oh, hi everyone. Thank you so much again for joining in. I'm going to show you another pattern. And I'll start with the ribbon. For those who don't know about the ribbon, you just do a slip stitch. And then I'll do a 2 knit, 2 purl one. That's how I cast my stitches, my stitches, yeah. You just knit, hold it, pull it out, and put it back inside the left needle. And this pattern, we need 2, 2, 2. So it's like 14, where you can divide by 2 anyway. Any stitches, you can divide by 2. That's how I do my casting. I have normally 2 ways I can do the cast on, but I find this one easier because not a lot of yarn is left at the back here. Because I do the other one I normally do, you have to use the yarn on the left and on the right. I'll do that one next time. So here you can do many stitches you like, but they have to be 2, 2 divided by 2 is a stitches. A number of stitches you can divide by 2. Okay, let me see how many I've done here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We can go up to 20 maybe, or 22. 20, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, now I'm going to start with the ribbing. If you don't know the ribbing, 2, 2, where you do the 2 knit and 2 purl, you need to put yarn on the purl side and purl 2. Put the yarn on the knitting side, knit 2. Put yarn on the purl side and knit 2. You just alternate 2, 2. You knit 2, you purl 2. Knit 2, purl 2. So I will do few rows of ribbing before I can come back, because this is a bit boring. And then I come back, we start with the pattern. I'll finish this row, then I have to come back after I finish with the ribbing. Okay, it's very easy. Some people, there's 2 ribbings. You can do 1, 1 where you knit 1 and purl 1. I find this one a bit beautiful, so I'll finish the first row here. So I will repeat for another few rows, and then I come back when we start the pattern. Okay, now I've done 7 rows of ribbing, of 2 ribbons, and this is what I got. So now we can go straight to the pattern. I think this is a good size. It's up to you if you want to do the ribbon or not. So now we go straight to the knitting, to the pattern. So we're gonna crochet 1, knit. We're gonna knit 1, and then we go between the 2. That's why I said it's 2, 2 pattern. we skip one and skip two, and then you go in the middle of the two of them, of the two, these two, you go between on the last one, 1 2 on the last one, knit one, pull your yarn over, and then we will knit these two together. We will knit them together. And then you let go of the two. So we have to repeat. You go between the two, 1 2, you go between the two stitches, knit one, then you knit the two together. You skipped. Again, 1 2, you go between, knit the two together, and let go of the two. We just repeat. 1 2, go between the two, take the two together and knit them together. 1 2, go between the two, see, between the two, knit the two together. 1 2, knit them together. 1 2, go between the two, 1 2, and clean the two, knit the two together. 1 2, between the two, in the gap, and take the two and knit them together. Take the two, together, and knit them together. 1 2, take the two together, and then knit the two together. Go between the two, take the two together and knit them. And then the last one, we just knit one, because we did knit one at the end first, and we knit one at the end here, in the beginning and in the end. So the second row, between the two, knit one again. You see this, now we have groups of 2 2 2 2 2 each. So you take the first two here, you knit again one of them between the two pairs, you knit one, there is a gap between the two pairs and one left, so you go between there, you knit one, and then you take the last one left and take between the two pairs left, between the two after, you take one and knit them together, and you let go of them. Now you're left with one again here. You go between that one, knit one, take the one and take another one from the next pair and knit them together. Go between the gap, knit one, take that one and the other one, the next one between the two pairs, you take one. So here you're left with only one, and then you knit them together. And you just repeat. Go in the gap, take one, take that one and take one from the pair and knit them together. Take one, knit one, and take the two together and knit them together. Take one. It's like now we are increasing it again. Take the two, one and one on the other pair and knit them together. Go inside again, in the gap, knit one, take one pair and take another one from that pair, next one, and knit them together. Take one and one from the next one and knit them together. Between the gap, knit one, take one and knit them together. take the gap, knit one there, take that one and another one and knit them together. Here we are left with only 2. What we're gonna do, we can knit them together here because it's only 2. So this is the pattern. You are left with these holes between. It's a nice pattern, and this is the front. That's it. So we do it again. You knit 2. Now we are on the first row. We are repeating the first row now. We knit the 2. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we knit the 2. And then we knit 1. And then you go between the hole. You see, there is a gap here. You will know where the design is going to go. You take 1. The way what we did before. We skip 1, 2. We go between the 2. We knit 1. And knit the 2 together. We go between the 2 and we knit the 2 together. We knit this one together. We go between the 2 and we knit them together. Now we are repeating row 1. We go between the 2, knit, and then knit the 2 together. We do again. We just repeat row 1 and row 2. And to make the, I like dividing the pattern by knitting or purling 2 rows after the pattern. Let them go. We knit between the 2. Knit these 2 together. Put the hook in, the needle. I keep on confusing needle and hook. And knit the 2 together. Go again. Go between the 2. 1, 2. And knit the 2 together. Go between the 2. And knit them together. Knit the 2 together. Go between the 2 and knit the 2 together. And now you can knit 1 here, the last one. So that's how the patterns look. So with this one, so to separate these patterns with another different design, I normally purl or knit 2 rows together. So you go to just make another pattern between them. You just purl all of them together. Just purl. When you purl, you're purling on the left. So it means the hook normally go. If you remember the purl and knit, purl goes where you are. You go that way because knitting is that way. So purl is this way. Where you are. Towards you. You can continue with the pattern if you don't want to make a border between them. But I like making a border between the patterns. And I'm gonna do another row of purls, just to separate the patterns. You see, and then I do another purl again, just to separate the patterns, just to make another pattern between them. It's a nice pattern for summer. It's not too hot. I think when you're wearing, if you do a cardigan, it's not too hot because it has the holes between them. I would recommend this for summer cardigans or baby booties cardigans, socks or cardigans anyway. This is a nice pattern for summer when it's nice and hot, or when it's breezy in the sea, when you're walking around the sea and you can feel the air going through the skin because it's not too hot. So I've separated the patterns. The first one and the second one. Then I separate the patterns with two rows of purls. So now we go back to the pattern. I'll do the pattern again. So you knit one. No, sorry, we can go another row of purls. Another row of purls. Just to separate the patterns, so that we can go on the right side, because at the moment we are on the wrong side. We can still do the pattern on the wrong side, but I like starting with the right side. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm nearly there. So I've done 3 rows of purls just to separate the pattern. Okay, now we start doing the pattern. We are on the right side now. We are on the right side. Now we put the pattern again. Knit 1, skip the 2, 1, 2, and go back to the between them, knit and take the 2 and knit them together. Go between the 2 in the gap, knit 1 and knit the 2 together. 1, 2. Go between the 2 and knit the 2 together. Go between the 2, knit 1 and then knit the 2 together. It's a very simple pattern. Anybody can do it. Anybody learning to do knitting, I would recommend such patterns because they look a bit complicated, but they are very easy to do for beginners, even for people who are expert in knitting. This is a very beautiful pattern, even for baby socks and cardigans and shawl or something you want to knit. You just repeat row 1 and row 2. But because I'm making a design between the patterns, that's why I did 3 rows of purl. Or you can do 3 rows of knitting. Or if you don't want to do the 3 rows of knitting, you can just do the pattern. You continue with the pattern, row 1 and row 2. You repeat just row 1, row 2, row 1, row 2. Without making any pattern between. Without separating with the border between. And 1. So now I'm back here. I've finished the first row. Now I'm going on the second row. Okay, purl, knit 1 and knit 1 again. Remember, now we are on the second row. We are repeating the second row. We are left with 1 and a very big gap between. Go between the 1, knit 1, and you take 1 which is left, and the 2 pairs, you take 1 of it and knit them together. Now repeat again. Go between the gap, take 1 left, and take between the two pairs, take 1 from there. So you are knitting 2 together. Go between the gap and knit the 2 together. Go between the gap, take the 1 left and another 1 from the next pair and knit 1 together. Go between the gap and knit 1 and another 1 from the pair. Go between the gap. I know it's repetitive a little bit, That's why I repeat it, just for you to get the pattern. Go again, take one and one from the next pair and knit them together. Go between the gap and knit one and another one and knit them together. Go between the gap, take one. That's the second row, not the first row. We are repeating the second row, because the second row, remember, you're knitting only one and one from the next pair. You knit them together. Go between the gap and there, 1, 2, you knit them together. But because I'm left with only one here, I do just knit them together. Knit them one each. Okay, I repeat again to get another pattern between, and then I do another three rows of purls. Okay, I knit one. Now I knit one. Now you can see where the holes are, to get these big holes between the pattern. Now, if you want to remember, where do I put it, or do I have to knit one here? So you know where the holes are. That's where you go between the two stitches. You go between the two stitches together, knit, and take the two and knit them together. So we are repeating row 1 now. Here, so you go between the two gaps, knit, and take the two together. Go between the gap, between the two, and take the two together and knit them together. Go between the gap here, you skip the two and knit them together. Go between the two, 1, 2, and knit them together. Go between the two. Remember, you can remember, you see the holes there between the, on top of it, and then knit the two together. Go between the two, skip two, go between the two and knit them together. Okay, between the two, I'm nearly finished with this row. Go between the two and then knit the two together, and the last one you just knit. So I've done the pattern like I did in the beginning. Now this row, I'm gonna repeat 3 purls together to get this line here, So I'm gonna repeat just 3 rows of purls. 3 rows of purl. You just repeat. Remember, purl, you knit towards you. And then I'll come back when I finish the 3 rows of purls. And it's very beautiful. Look, the pattern comes out so beautiful. Thank you. Bye.